Hello everyone, we are from Group 15 and our topic is the impact of co-curricular activities on academic performance of university students. Today, Zhenpeng and I will be discussing the methodology, findings and discussion. So first of all, there are 64 respondents in total, aged from 18 to 20 years old and above. Most of them are females. The measure and design we applied in this survey are quantitative method. We created an online survey questionnaire through Google Forms with 16 questions in 6 sections. It will take around 5 minutes to complete the question.
So the next is procedure. In order to analyze our data, we will use the Pearson's R, which is the correlation coefficient, to measure the relationship between co-curricular activities and academic performance. Also, we will use the measures of central tendency to measure the mean CGPA of participants and compare the mean CGPA with the hours spent on the different types of co-curricular activities. Lastly, we will also collect the opinions of respondents in order to check the influence of co-curricular activities on academic performance. So we've collected 64 responses from our survey in order to answer our two research questions, which is what is the relationship between co-curricular activities and academic performance, and what are the effects of co-curricular activities on university students' academic performance.
Our first subtopic is related to the social cultural activities on academic performance. Most of them answered that they do not participate in this activity. For this activity, it is not so common among university students, as the hours spent by them are mostly less than 1 hour and 3 hours. Only one person spends 7 hours and above. The mean CGPA in the bar chart is obviously increasing besides when it reaches less than 7 hours. However, it still increases until a mean CGPA of 3.92 when they spend 7 hours or more in this activity. Most of them answered that there is no influence participating in social cultural activities, while part of them answered somewhat better and much better. Interestingly, no one answered somewhat worsen and much worsen as their answer. According to our past studies, both stated a negative impact of participating in social cultural activities by showing a p-value of negative 0.0236 in the first research and an overall negative influence in the second research. Next is music-related activities and academic performance. Obviously, most of them participated in music-related activities. Majority of them spent less than 3 hours in music-related activities, while some of them spent less than 5 hours, and only a minority of them spent 7 hours and above in music-related activities. The mean CGPA for this activity is increasing gradually from 3.54 spending less than 1 hour to 3.99 spending 7 hours and above in this activity. Most of them answered that there is no influence participating in music-related activities, while part of them answered somewhat better and much better. Interestingly, no one answered somewhat worsen and much worsen. According to our past study, both studies show positive impact. In the first research by Monica et al. States that 11.9% of students answered strongly agree that music will influence their study, while in the second research, 20% of them involved themselves in music to a large extent.
So the next subtopic is sports and academic performance. From the pie chart, we can see that 81% of respondents, which is 52 out of 64 of them, participate in sports activities. From a bar chart beside, we can see that students are very active in sports activities, and majority of students, that is 18, 34.6% of them spend less than 3 hours per week in sports activities. Moving on, the bar chart beside has shown that as time spent in sports activities increases, the mean CGPA of students will also increase, until it reaches a limit of less than 7 hours and will gradually fall afterwards. This is explained by the study done by Zachman and Fulbert in 2014, which claims that excessive participation in co-curricular activities will reduce students' academic performance. So, a majority of students claim that there is a positive impact of sports activities on academic performance, that is, it will lead to a somewhat better or much better academic performance. Some of the students say that there is no influence of sports activities on academic performance, whereas only a minority of students think that there will be a negative impact of sports activities on academic performance. From a past study done by Mahadeva Rao et al. 2018, we can see a similarity that is a majority of students participate in sports activities, whereas Fernando Bunos-Bulon's study showed a different result. However, both of the past studies showed similar results on the relationship between sports activities and academic performance. That is, the passing rate of sports participants is lower, and the GPA of sports participants is lower, which shows that there is a negative relationship between sports activities and academic performance. That is totally different from our result that is positive. The next subtopic will be debate and academic performance. From the pie chart below, we can see that only a minority of students, that is 16% of them participate in debate activity. From the bar chart beside, we can see that students only spend less than 5 hours per week in debate activity. According to the data we have collected, we can see that as hours spent in debate activity increases, the mean CGPA of students will also increase. From the bar chart beside, we can see that a majority of students think that participating in debate activity will lead to a somewhat better or much better academic performance. There is also a large number of students think that there is no influence of debate activities on students' academic performance. Lastly, there is a minority of students think that participating in debate activity will lead to a somewhat worsened or much worsened academic performance. Our data has shown very similar results with the past studies. According to the research done by Shackelford et al., there is only a minority of students who participate in debate activity. Debaters are more likely to matriculate, graduate, and achieve higher SAT scores, which indicate a better academic performance. This statement is also proven by the study done by Azlin Ahmad Zawawi, which introduced the 3 skills students will acquire through debate activity, which incorporate interpretation skills, analytical skills, and inferential skills. These 3 skills will positively impact students' academic performance. Hence, we can hereby conclude that there is a positive relationship between participation in debate activity and students' academic performance. Based on our data, we have drawn a scatter plot to show the relationship between core curricular activities and students' academic performance. Also, we calculated the correlation coefficient, which shows a value of 0.86 and indicates that there is a strong positive linear relationship between involvement in core curricular activities and students' academic performance. As students participate in more core curricular activities, students' academic performance will improve. Our results are supported by many past studies, and one of the past studies is the study done by Safi et al., which shows a R value of 0.882 that is similar to our result. Also, the study done by Zacherman and Fulbert has shown that students who participate in more core curricular activities will have a better academic performance. The study done by Rafour et al. Has shown that while students participate in core curricular activities will lead to a better academic performance, that is, students' attendance will be better if they participate in core curricular activities. This is because students will need to attend class before participating in core curricular activities. Lastly, the study done by Elsalem et al. Has shown that students who participate in core curricular activities will have a better time management skills, which will positively impact students' academic performance. All in all, we can conclude that there is a positive relationship between involvement in core curricular activities and academic performance, and core curricular activities will positively impact students' academic performance. Thank you.